Hello and welcome back. Today's practice is a shorter practice, but focusing on the neck and the shoulders. So no props are really needed for this one, but we will be starting in a hero's pose. So if you know you like to sit on a block in a hero's pose, go ahead and grab a block, sit right back on your block, and just start to arrive in your practice. So if you've made it to this video, you probably have some tension in your neck and your shoulders. Maybe you need to take a moment to just kind of step away from your screen at work or from scrolling perhaps, and take this time just to kind of reset the neck and the shoulders. Maybe you have a little bit of a tension headache perhaps. So giving this one a try and see if this might be helpful for you. Go ahead and start to find your hero's position. Again, sitting back on that block or on your heels. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears. Now feel free to just close your eyes and start just to tune into your breath. Maybe sealing the lips, taking a deep inhale through the nose and a long, slow exhale through the nose. And as you do that, use each exhale to soften a little bit more. And what I mean by that is taking a moment to really scan the body and softening any areas that you can, maybe around the face, so the muscles behind the eyes perhaps, slightly parting the teeth so your jaw can relax. And see about letting yourself be a little bit less rigid here. So really relaxing the body, seeing if you can release any gripping or holding on to. Taking this time to have this be for you and your practice. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. And then we're going to add on a little bit to this. Take an inhale through the nose and an exhale to bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And then from here, maybe even just stretching that left arm out to the side. I can definitely add on a little bit more sensation there. So feel free to explore, play around with that. And then feel free to even tuck the chin under the right armpit area. And that can feel interesting as well. But just see about letting that left arm continue to be heavy and heavy. And then we're going to bring this left arm back into the lap. Maybe use your right hand to just pick the head up and bring it back to center. Maybe just take a few rolls through the shoulders, shrug the shoulders up and down. And then whenever you're ready, come back to your breath. Take an inhale through the nose. And an exhale to bring that left ear to the left shoulder, nice and slow. And then just working in steps here. So feel free to stay right here if this is enough sensation for you down that right side of the neck. Maybe you just let the right arm hang off to the side, become a little bit heavier, and feel that little bit more tug along the right side of that top shoulder, part of the upper traps there. Maybe you just stretch that right arm, reaching a little bit more. And if anything doesn't feel good, just feel free to back off from the stretch. And just listening to your body, what your body's needing right here, right now. Maybe you start to tuck the chin underneath the left armpit, perhaps. Come right back to your breath, using your exhales to soften. And then whenever you're ready, we'll bring that right hand back towards our lap. Maybe using your left hand to pick your head back up, bring it back to center, and then just shrugging the shoulders perhaps. Any movement there. Let's find some stillness here and have our hands rested in our lap. We're going to take some seated cat and cows. So on an inhale, start to lean forward, arch the back, lift the chin, and then an exhale, start to round your spine. Maybe hands come up towards your knees, wrapping around your knees, and feel that broadening through the upper back as you bring your chin towards the chest. Inhale brings you forward, sliding your hands up your thighs, arching the back. Think about reaching the sternum forward. And an exhale, nice and slow, and just kind of making this really meditative like. Just go ahead and start to move with your own breath and flow there. But really just keeping this gentle, being able to breathe nice and smoothly here. And then the next time you come back to center, just take a pause there. Again, maybe you shrug the shoulders back a little bit. Any movement there. Just getting some blood flow back to those areas. And then whenever you're ready, let's find some stillness here. Bring your arms out to a T. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to cross the right arm over the left. Wrap your arms, finding eagle arms. So finding eagle arms here. If this is not accessible to you today, feel free just to wrap yourself like a big bear hug, and that can bring on that same sensation. If you are having the arms wrapped in full eagle arms here, really maybe pushing the hands into each other. Feel that opening through the upper back. That sort of opening of the space right in between the shoulder blades where sometimes we have a hard time to get to. Take a deep breath in. Feel the openness, the expansion. Take a long, slow exhale. And then the next time you take an exhale, start to slowly unwind the arms, reaching the arms back out to a T. And then let the arms come back down by your side. Let's take an inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bring the arms down by your side. Inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release the arms down by your side. Inhale, reach the arms out to a T. Exhale, cross the left arm over right. Start to find your wrapping for your eagle arms again. And again, maybe just a big bear hug will do for today. Maybe you're in that full eagle arm wrap. Whatever version you're in, come right back to your breath. Nice, easy breath in. A long, slow, steady exhale. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and start to unwind the arms, reach those arms back out to a T, and then exhale, release the arms down by your side. And again, maybe a little bit of a shoulder shrug or rolling the shoulders backwards and then forwards. Just feeling any type of texture and sensation through the shoulders, just really drawing your attention inwards and noticing what's going on in the body here. And whenever you're ready, we're going to make our way to a tabletop position. And then we'll use that block here in a minute, but just come to a tabletop position and then stepping the right foot forward in between the hands there. We're going to start to lengthen out that left leg, coming to a low lunge. Plant the left hand, take an inhale, reach the right arm forward and up and back. And now we're going to continue to do that, but moving with our breath. So as you're circling that right arm, maybe even bending that right elbow to cactus arms, And then here's where we can add on the breath. So we're going to take an inhale as we reach that right arm forward and up. And then an exhale, bringing that arm back and down. And again, maybe even adding on that little bit of cactus, sort of reaching through and opening through the chest a little bit more. But it's an inhale to bring us forward and up with that right arm, and an exhale to finish that circling motion. And just moving nice and slow, no need to rush. Getting a little bit of fluid and mobility back into the shoulder. Next time your arm reaches back down towards the mat, go ahead and plant that right hand. Tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee. We're going to step the left foot forward to meet the right and finding a nice easy forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain, and exhale, hands to heart center. So from here, we're going to take our hands behind us, interlace the fingers, take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, start to hinge forward from the hips, bringing those arms up and just reaching through, finding your range of motion there, but not going to your end range of motion. We want to just find a nice forward fold. And just feel that openness through the shoulder blades there. Still letting your head be heavy, keeping a nice bend in those knees. And then on your next inhale, really rooting down to the feet, coming back to an upright position, nice and slow. Unclasp the hands and start to reach the arms forward and up, finding your extended mountain. And an exhale for a nice forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Then we're going to plant the hands and step the right foot back. Lower that right knee. And then we're going to go ahead and plant that right hand. Take an inhale, reach that left arm forward and up. So we're just making this circling motion again through that left arm. And maybe you don't necessarily coordinate this with your breath at first, just really feeling into this movement on this side. Just inviting back in this little bit of mobility to that left shoulder. But whenever you're ready, you can start to incorporate that breath. So taking an inhale, reaching that left arm forward and up. And exhale, maybe bending that left elbow, cactus arms, lowering that left arm down. And just completing that circle nice and slow. So it doesn't have to look like anything particular. We want to just really bring in some of that blood flow to this area. We'll keep doing this a few more times. And then the next time that your left arm reaches back down towards the mat, go ahead and plant that left hand. And then we're just going to sweep this left knee back in and then invite in a little bit of some cat-cow movement here on all fours. So take an inhale whenever you're ready to lower the belly, lift the chin. And an exhale to round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the chin and the gaze. And an exhale to round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, come back to center. And then we're going to make our way to our final shape here, or position, I should say. We're going to use our block, and we're going to tap into an acupressure point that is right at the base of the skull, right in that occiput area. So you might have heard it being called an occiput release. So we're just going to tap right into that area there. This is gallbladder 20. And I like to use the block on the medium height. So go ahead and come onto your back and keep your knees bent, feet planted. And then we're just going to rest the head on that block there, but we're going to use the edge of the block to just really apply that pressure to that point there. So finding the base of your skull, right underneath the base of your skull, is where the edge of your block is going to go. Now you might need to bring your chin a little bit closer towards your chest to relax your head. Let your head be really heavy here. So knees can stay bent, feet planted, or you can extend the legs out if that's more comfortable. And then from here, you might not be feeling much sensation, but maybe gently start to turn the head side to side. And by doing that, you might bring on a little bit more sensation and maybe finding some tenderness. That's what we're looking for. If you find some tenderness on one side, maybe you stay with that for a few breaths. For this one, I like to come back to just the deep belly breathing. So feel free to bring hands to your abdomen and just really focusing on the breath and the sensation that you're feeling. And turning the head side to side, you'll be tapping into another acupressure point called bladder 10, which is right beside that gallbladder 20 point. And feel free to also maybe just stay in stillness. So you don't necessarily have to continue rocking back and forth or side to side unless that feels useful for you. You can always just find some stillness. See if you can relax the shoulder blades down. And just start to feel that release through the front of the body, through the chest. And just that nice release of not having to do anything, not looking at a screen or holding onto our phone or iPad. And just feeling that nice sweet release of tension from the neck and shoulders. And ultimately giving yourself the permission to be here, to have this reset. Finding the time to take care of you. Just so important. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, just rolling onto one side, using your hands to bring you into an upright position there. Let's just find an easy seat. Take a moment to sit up nice and tall, maybe noticing any differences in texture through the neck, the arms, the shoulders. And just taking this moment to really give thanks to our body to being here and supporting us. And so to close out the practice, feel free to bring hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me, and I hope you found this helpful. Have a very peaceful day. Namaste.